Uh, hello there. You're Emmy, right? You're the 35-year-old granny with no kids? The same Emmy? Am I right?
Excuse me. Can I ask who this is?
Answer me first. What is this? I'm the one who's asking the question. Nobody answers a question with a question. That's super rude.
Well, you're contacting me. Isn't it respectful first state your name? You seem to know perfectly well who I am, but I have no idea who you are. I know better than to start blabbering about my personal information to some stranger.
Yeah, I get it. You old ladies are all the same. Always belly aching about this or that. I'm Mandy. I'm a college student at Stinson Medical College.
A med student at Stinson? Really? So you're studying to be a doctor, huh?
You got that right. This med student is in the process of going steady with Mark.
Wait, excuse me? Are you aware that Mark is my husband?
Yeah, I'm perfectly aware. But sorry to say, he's got money and he's all mine now.
So that means he's cheating on me. You're having an affair with a married man.
Please stop with the words like cheating or having an affair. Just sounds so vulgar. We're just two innocent people in love. Just because you're jealous, it gives you no right to be so presumptuous.
All I'm doing is verifying the facts, that's all. Anyway, am I correct in assuming that you and my husband are currently in an illicit relationship?
Yep, that's right. Still don't like how you phrased it, but whatever. I'm really sorry about all this, lady.
You seem so nonchalant about all of this. Is this just your character? It's just the kind of person you are, I suppose.
Well, I guess. People do say I have an outgoing personality, if that's what you're asking. Maybe it's just that I'm younger and more energetic.
Pardon me?
I'm 21 now. Just turned 21 a month ago. As young as they come.
21, huh? Okay, what about it?
What I'm trying to say is that, unlike you, I'm not an over-the-hill 35-year-old woman. I'm young and vibrant. I have way more value than you. That's what I'm saying. Can you refute that?
Yes, I suppose you're right. There are plenty of women like me around. But I'm curious. Don't you feel cheap dating a married man? Someone way older than you?
Feel cheap? What are you talking about?
And you do realize that Mark is 36 years old, right? He's 15 years older than you. Seems like an old man by your standards.
An over 30 guy is no way the same as an over 30 woman. Everyone knows that. Mark is what you call a dandy, attractive, middle-aged gentleman.
You describe Mark as dandy? Attractive, middle-aged gentleman? You're not serious.
Why so surprised?
Kind of weird for me to say, but that tired, out-of-shape guy, an attractive, middle-aged gentleman? Are we talking about the same person? I really can't understand what you young people are thinking these days.
I think that's just a jealous old lady talking. You got to get out more instead of knitting or whatever you do at home. Besides, no matter what you say, it's too late. Your husband, the prestigious doctor, told me he wants to marry me, the vibrant and beautiful girl, 15 years his younger.
Wait, did you just say he's a doctor?
You think I didn't know that he makes in excess of $300,000 a year? And his father has his own medical practice. And obviously, he will be taking over that practice after his father. And he lives in that 3-story building with that huge backyard and 3-car garage, right? He has his clinic out on the 1st floor.
Where the hell did you get all this information?
My grandfather used to go there regularly when he was sick years ago. That's the reason I decided to pursue a career in medicine. was because my grandpa was so enamored by Mark's father that he wanted me to become a doctor like him. I've always maintained good grades, and I think I had the brains for it. I was just able to get in this med school.
I see, but
To be honest, I don't want to be a doctor. I figured I could just squeak by. Once I get into med school, the guys would clamor for me. Brains and beauty kind of thing. But all that studying, it's getting to be a hassle. There's just so much to learn. That was the mood I was in when I happened to attend one of those matchmaking parties at school. That's where I ran into this dandy doctor with a high annual income. On top of that, he was the son of the doctor that treated my grandfather years ago. I mean, if that's not fate, I don't know what is.
my first thought is, why is a married man attending a matchmaking party?
See? That's what I'm saying. You middle-aged women always nitpick every detail. That's why your husband dropped you.
Mandy, was it? One important thing.
We're really getting off track here. The fact is, Mark and I are in love. So, I would appreciate it if you would just divorce him ASAP.
You two are really being bold here, I have to say. I'm not only talking about you, but also my husband for attending some matchmaking party and seducing a college student.
Seducing, huh? Yeah, well...
I can't very well decide on a divorce over the phone, so I'll contact you later on after I verify it with Mark. Oh yeah, Mandy, there is one thing I must warn you about. I really think you should do a little more research on Mark if I were you.
Pardon me?
I don't know how all this came about, but I think you got your wires crossed somewhere along the way.
What are you talking about, lady?
You go on like this, and you will reap the consequences. Your whole life could be jeopardized. Okay, that's all I have to say. I'll contact you later.
Bye, finally! I never thought you would grant that divorce. I guess it couldn't be helped. I bet you broke down and probably wouldn't throw in the towel to the bitter end, right? That's why it took so friggin' long.
Huh? I was all for it from the very start. Actually, I thought the whole thing was settled pretty quickly given the circumstances. It was total chaos. What with getting his parents and relatives involved in the whole mess, I was so darn relieved that the divorce papers went through.
You sure know how to put a brave face on. As long as the divorce is complete, I don't care about the rest. And about having to pay damages or compensation to you or whatever, Mark will take care of all that. We start our lives with a clean slate. If you even think about getting near him, I'll fetch the police on you right away. Just remember that.
I was just gonna say the same thing to you. I guess you simply ignored my warning. Didn't even bother to check up on Mark. I just hope you two will just disappear from my life for good. That's my only desire.
Seriously? I really can't figure you out. We're on completely different wavelengths. Hey, Emmy. Mandy here. Hey, when are you going to move out of that house? You know that 3-story place, Main Street?
Excuse me.
I already terminated my apartment lease. I have to be out of here by the end of the month, which is like tomorrow. I really would like to move in this afternoon. I need to get my stuff over there by the end of the day and start living my dream. A rich wife of a super successful doctor. So I need his ex-wife to pack it up and vacate the premises.
Mandy, I really don't know what you're talking about. It's none of my business whether you marry or not, but shouldn't you give priority to finishing school first?
Like I said before, I have no interest being a doctor. And besides, now that I'm married to a successful doctor, why work, right? So I went ahead and quit school. How do you like that?
Wait, you quit school? I'm sure it wasn't easy to get in. Seems a little reckless, don't you think?
I told you. The whole thing is just one big hassle. My husband brings in more than $300,000 annually. Why work? I'm just fine being a housewife, thank you. I couldn't wait to quit that school. It was getting tiresome.
I see. You really got your wires crossed somewhere. You're headed straight toward disaster. I warned you.
What the hell are you talking about? Keep blabbering about that nonsense. What's up with that? Are you okay up there? Hello? Anybody home? Let's cut the crap. I want you out of there today. Do the vanishing act. If you don't hurry up and get your ass out of there, I won't be able to take my place as the new landlord's wife.
Tell me, Mandy, why would I move out of my own house? This house has been in my family for years.
Excuse me? Your house? Been in the family? What are you blabbering about?
What a hassle. To borrow your words, Mark has already been forcibly returned to his parents' home back east, and so I suppose I'm the one that has to explain all this to you.
What are you talking about? Forcibly returned? Back east? Where back east? What are you talking about?
Let's set one thing straight right off the bat, shall we? The doctor you keep mentioning? That would be me. And the 3-story home and clinic that you're so fond of? That's my father's place. He built and ran that clinic for years. I will be taking over his practice when the time comes.
Wait, no way!
I talked to Mark and his reasoning is this. He said he lived at that house, but he never said he was a doctor.
Then what does he do? What's Mark's job?
He's currently unemployed.
Excuse me? Unemployed?
He worked at a clothing factory over in the next country for several years, but after marrying me, the factory went bankrupt and he left without a job. Ever since then, he's been without gainful employment.
No, I can't be.
After our divorce, he returned to his parents' place, and in order to pay off the debt to me, he's working several jobs.
Come on! You're making this all up. You are making all up, right?
I'm not making it up. If you doubt what I say, ask your grandfather.
Huh? My grandfather?
Yes. You said your grandfather came to our clinic and he was so taken by the treatment he got that he urged you to go to med school. That's what you said, don't you remember? I also remember an old man that used to come here. I'm sure he'll remember me.
This can't be right. Are you serious?
He's probably extremely angry at you for insulting the doctor's family that he's so respected. What's more, you quit med school. I hear your grandfather paid your tuition and your monthly allowance. I don't know the circumstances, but I would be furious.
This is not happening. Emmy, please. I just can't pay this compensation to you. Please. I was receiving a regular allowance from my folks while I was in college, and I've never worked a part-time job in my life. So could you...
I know you were expecting Mark to pay for all of that, but you want to know the truth, Mandy? It's a tough world out there. You better wake up to the fact.
But I had no idea that... I was only trying to...
I suggest you return home, work things out with your family first.
I can't do that. I really can't. My folks told me to come back, but my grandpa is there too, and I really can't handle him right at the moment.
We talked about this through our lawyer. This is no joke, Mandy. It's not about you simply getting a slap on the wrist. Can't you get that through your pretty little head?
But what am I supposed to do?
You're gonna pay that compensation. The amount we agreed on through our lawyer. Your folks agreed on it too. So, pull up your socks, grit your teeth, and bear it.
I just don't have that kind of money.
If you have any other comments, please refer to my lawyer.
I'm completely broke. What do you want from me?
Goodbye, Mandy. She mistook my husband for a doctor and stole him away from me. I really don't mind that part, to be honest. As a matter of fact, I was contemplating divorce for years. I tried to warn her, but she was so obsessed with being a rich doctor's wife that she would not listen. She was so infatuated with being a rich wife, she even quit school for God's sake. She had the brains to get into med school. Such a waste. I suppose being smart doesn't automatically mean a person has common sense. I heard that her grandfather paid for the damages on her behalf, but he's making her pay every cent back along with the tuition that he paid so far. He apparently introduced her to a live-in job as a cleaning lady for some rich family. She said she never worked a day in her life, so I can imagine how tough it will be on her. But maybe it's the perfect medicine for her. She's still young, and I hate to admit it, smart. She'll get through it somehow.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good morning, Mark. Hey, that day has finally come. Our wedding is tomorrow. I can't wait.
Oh, hey Beth. Yeah, finally, huh? So, how are things at home? You folks doing okay? It's been a while since you've been back.
Yeah, my folks are all excited. Mom's cooking me up my favorite food. It'll be nice.
That sounds great.
We already submitted the marriage certificate. So, although we're officially married, it's still nice to have a real wedding. Makes it legitimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. All the preparations are set, and all we have to do is wait, and you'll be walking down the aisle in no time.
You're making me nervous already. Well, I better get to bed. Got a long day tomorrow. Let's meet at the wedding hall tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be there.
Let's see. This is Randy, a friend of Mark's. I'm sure you heard from Mark that I made all the arrangements for the wedding. That little surprise he talked to you about? I'll set that in motion right when you say your vows. Just so you know, this little show is gonna wow everyone there. My idea, by the way. Yes, you have a bundle of nerves. Hope it goes without a hitch. Okay, see you later. No response from you about that last message I sent you earlier. Oh well, suppose you're just busy getting ready. You know all about how this is gonna go down. I mean, Mark and went over it countless times. Okay, here I go. Let's get the show on the road. Okay, that's that. Mission accomplished. Boy, you really did a great acting job there, Beth. I was surprised. Oscar material for sure. Man, I ran in there, stopped the whole proceeding, swept you off your feet to my car waiting outside, and we took off. The performance you put on was so real, yelling and screaming at me to stop. It was totally awesome. To be honest, I actually thought it was all real for a second. But did you really have to keep up the performance in the car? I suppose you really got into character, and I understand that it's probably hard to set your mind straight again. You went so far that you ended up ripping your wedding dress. Just so you know, that was not my fault. You just overdid it with your acting. I don't want you charging me for damaging the dress or anything later on. And costs like that, I mean, I suggest you ask Mark about that. Okay, now that the plan is over, I'm gonna go into hiding until things cool down. See you later, and good luck with the rest.
Well, that prank was a piece of cake. Great planning by yours truly. Bet you were super surprised. So how'd it go? You should have seen everyone's faces. You heard about our little prank from Randy, right? It's not every day you see that kind of elaborate prank. Awesome, wasn't it? I already explained everything on my end, so it's safe to come back. Alrighty then, I better get going. Hey Beth, you there? You even seeing my text? I know that prank probably really got you, but relax and come on back. All is safe now. If you don't come back in time, all the scheduling for the wedding is gonna get all screwed up. Oh, I get it. That prank was a bit too much for you. You pissed off at me or something? Is that why you're not responding to my messages? Is that it? Or is this like your reverse playing a prank on me? Is that it? Come on, Beth. Women dream of such situations. It's like that famous movie. All women want to be in this kind of position at least once in their lives. This is a surprise that me and my friend Randy played on you. Something you'll remember for the rest of your life. Oh, come on, you should be overjoyed that it played out so smoothly. I'm serious. Please get back here ASAP. Hey, Beth, what's up? Where the hell are you? Stop being so stubborn. You know what you just did? You didn't get here, so we had no choice but to cancel the wedding. How could you do this? I'm not going to pay a cent for the cost. You know that, right? The bill's going to you. I told all the guests that you suddenly had a change of heart and took off with Randy. That the whole thing was actually real. That's true anyway, right? I mean, I can't even get a hold of Randy for God's sake. You're still with him, aren't you? You know what, Beth? I really didn't think you're that kind of woman. I had you pegged all wrong. I was completely snookered by you. How could you do this to me? The only thing left is divorce. Yeah, that's right, divorce. You're gonna pay for this too. I mean, literally.
Mark?
Finally, I was wondering when you were gonna respond. Where the hell you been? How could you run off with Randy like that? It was supposed to be a friggin' prank, for God's sake. See, how does it feel to calm me like that? I was such an idiot, I thought I was the one playing the prank.
Did Dad contact you?
Huh? Dad? What are you talking about?
I'm at the hospital now.
Pardon me? At the hospital? Why?
I was kidnapped from that wedding by that guy, Randy. He took me to some place and threw me into this dark room. He unlocked the door, and I wasn't able to get out.
All you had to do was send me a message on your phone. Did you even think about that?
My phone is at the wedding hall. I can't very well carry it while I said my vows.
Excuse me? At the wedding hall?
I was finally able to get it back like 5 minutes ago. As a result, I wasn't able to see the messages that you and Randy sent to me. I never saw those messages. I had the fingerprint lock on it, so I wasn't able to get someone to check the messages either. And there seems to have been a total lack of communication between you and Randy. I'm sure you can comprehend the current situation, right?
The current situation? Well, what do you mean?
I'm saying all this time I wasn't able to get help from anybody. I was completely helpless.
You serious? But I was only trying to...
I later learned that I was locked up in a warehouse. It just so happened that a security guard was making his rounds and happened to find me passed out on the floor. I was taken to the hospital by ambulance. All I had were some scratches and bruises, but I did hit my head in that dark room. So I'll be staying overnight here just in case.
Which hospital are you staying at?
Do you really think I'm going to tell you?
Of course I want you to tell me. What are you talking about? I'm your husband, for God's sake. I'm concerned for the well-being of my wife. We also have to talk about the wedding. We have to reschedule it, right? We have to explain the whole situation to everyone. Clear any misconceptions.
Wait. You're not seriously thinking about rescheduling the wedding, are you?
Of course I am. This time we'll do it right. No more silly pranks. I do it all different. I'll think it's some kind of surprise that you really appreciate. Of course, any surprise will be totally risk-free. I give you my word. I'll think this through, I swear.
No thanks. I've had enough. I want a divorce.
Oh, you're not serious. Come on, Beth, it was just a joke. Hey, Beth, I know you're seeing this. Pick up. Why the hell did you hire a lawyer? I went to my dad's place after the conversation with you, and he told me to never come back home again. And then today, a lawyer you hired came to my place. What the heck is going on here, Beth? He's demanding that I pay damages to you, and that I have to pay for the entire wedding. Seriously? What the hell is this, Beth? We're married. I'm married like a month. You can't do this. And you went ahead and canceled our honeymoon too? What's gotten into you, Beth? You were looking forward to that trip. What's going on in that head of yours?
What's going on? I want to ask you the same thing, Mark. Well, what's going on in my head right now is that, well, put it simply, divorce.
Wait, what?
Do you even realize the sheer terror I went through with your demented prank? I get the feeling you have not an inkling of care for what you did or what emotional distress you caused me.
Come on, Beth, it was a wedding prank. A surprise, and a pretty cool one at that. All I did was think up the most elaborate prank I could play on you, Something that you remember for the rest of your life. I know maybe it was a little wild, but I bet you won't forget it anytime soon. Am I right?
You call that prank a little wild? Your little wild prank ruined the entire wedding, not to mention our marriage.
That's because you didn't come back right away.
Did you not hear the part where I said I was locked in a warehouse? Are you really that daft, Mark? Oh yeah, didn't I also say I had no way of communicating? On top of that, you canceled the wedding and said that I actually did run off with Randy. You make me out to be a total tramp. I'm also thinking of suing you for defamation.
Oh, hold it a second. Wait, what?
I want a divorce now. Not tomorrow or next week. Now! I don't want anything to do with you. Just being around you is trauma for me. Am I getting through to you, Mark? Please. I don't ever want to see you again.
But I was only trying to make the wedding something unforgettable, something we could talk about for years to come. Hey, Beth, what the hell's going on? I just learned that both me and Randy, we just got fired from our jobs. Is this all you're doing?
Please, Mark, not again.
What do you mean, not again? This is serious business. This is our livelihood you're talking about. How are we supposed to pay you for damages and the cost of the wedding if we don't have jobs? You tell me, Beth. Lose my job and all payment stops. You're just making it worse for you.
I'm sure you already heard where I was locked up after Randy kidnapped me from the wedding.
Pardon me?
That warehouse is owned by your company. The company that you and Randy work at. You use the company warehouse for your treacherous little prank. Do you really think that the company would simply look the other way? Do you guys really think you guys can keep your jobs after dragging the company into this, frankly, dangerous prank?
But we were on...
Anyways, you're barking up the wrong tree. I had nothing to do with you guys getting fired. The company made the decision all on their own.
Then maybe you can talk to them, you know? Get them to forget the whole thing, that you aren't gonna press charges or anything, that we didn't mean any harm.
Are you really asking me to help you?
Yeah, it's the least you could do for your husband.
Our divorce has already gone through, so I really don't know what you're talking about.
Hold it. What did you just say?
I was just getting to that. My lawyer submitted the divorce papers with your signature on it. So it's done. We already submitted all the papers at City Hall. It's all over. Kapoo.
You already submitted them.
Yeah, that's right. Sooner the better, right? About the damages I was demanding, your folks paid the entire amount today. They said you'll be paying them back for it. Same with Randy. I just checked my bank account. He deposited the entire amount I was demanding. I got all I was asking for. I stay married, right?
But so soon? Couldn't you have waited? I mean, we loved each other all these years. How could you just drop it like that? It just seems so unexpected.
You brought this all on yourself with that stupid prank. I thought you had more common sense, Mark. And please, did we really love each other like you said?
Beth, come on, let's give this one more chance. What do you say? I'll think of a real interesting surprise for you this time. The safe kind, I swear.
Are you still talking about surprises? What's this weird obsession with surprises, Mark? It's kind of creepy, to be honest.
But the reason why you went through with the divorce is because you didn't appreciate my prank, right?
Pardon me?
So, please give me another chance.
I don't understand you, Mark. Your goofy thought process really bewilders me.
Beth, please.
Goodbye forever, Mark. That guy. He couldn't figure out what he did wrong to the very end. I keep asking myself why I even fell for this guy, and however short, marrying that idiot. Considering the way that guy thinks, I was worried he would come barging into our house, demanding to talk to me. So, my parents and I decided to move to a neighboring town, some distance away from Mark. And what do you know? Just as I had foreseen, Randy and Mark came banging on my door late one night. They apparently thought we were still living there and made quite a scene in front of the house. I guess they figured all would be resumed once I got back together with him, and probably thought that they could get their jobs back as well. But all they did was get arrested by the police for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Luckily, we weren't there anymore. Now, both of them had criminal records, and their prospects for a decent job went straight down the drain. The decision to move out and start a new life with my family was the best decision I made. I work remote, so there's no particular job position I'm tied to, so I'm sure they will never locate me again. No more silly pranks for me.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Rachel, just what did you tell your relatives this time? My phone has been blowing up with calls from them non-stop, and it's driving me up the wall.
Well, if it isn't Clara. And just what kind of way is that to talk to your mother-in-law? Honestly, one might get the impression that you really didn't like me.
I really don't think that's it. I'm asking you because your name came up in so many of those phone calls that I'm sure you had something to do with it. Now, can you please stop spreading rumors about me to other members of your family? What did I do to even make you want to do something like this?
Oh, please, I am not doing anything of the sort. All I'm doing is casually complaining about my daughter-in-law, but everyone does that.
Well, I'm starting to get people accusing me of things that I'd never even done before, and the other half are saying that I'm bad for not doing enough, or anything for that matter, in terms of taking care of the house. Not only that, but I've also had people upset because they heard that I never went to go visit you, and all I do is whatever I want with my husband's money. People were yelling at me because they thought that I was just completely ignoring you when you tried to reach out to me. I am sick and tired of people getting mad at me and lecturing me about things that just simply aren't true. And since all of these lectures I'm receiving end with them telling me to be more considerate of how you feel, I can only assume that you're the source of all this.
So you've really been getting told all that stuff? Well, it isn't like any of it is wrong exactly. You should be taking better care of me as my daughter-in-law.
I have always done my utmost to try and care for and respect you, Rachel. I mean, I go over to your house at least 2 or 3 times a week to help out, don't I? And when I'm over there, I do clean the house and do the yard work. I've even gone out to do your shopping for you and take you to your doctor's appointments when they come up. And on top of that, I've also been sending you money every single month. I know that you're still dealing with debt left by Frank ever since he passed away, but I'm already sending almost $2,000 a month. So I would really appreciate it if you would stop telling people that I don't do anything for you.
Is this really what you want to do right now? You want to get in a fight with your poor old mother-in-law?
I'm not trying to start a fight or anything like that, but I'm reaching the limits of my patience. I mean, you're ruining my reputation, not just with your family, but even people who live in your neighborhood. I am just getting sick and tired of having to field waves of angry calls every time you decide to spread new rumors about me.
Oh, please, I'm not even doing anything bad. All I'm doing is grumbling about the little things in life. Can you at least allow an old lady like me to have that? And I'm happy to know that family and friends care enough to stick up for me like that. It's good that they are always keeping you on your toes. Otherwise, you really would stop doing anything for me. Besides, if the lesson they are trying to teach is to respect your elders, then you had better listen up.
I have listened to you plenty, thank you very much. But the fact of the matter is that I have been helping you. And I've been doing it all while my own husband has been away for so long on his business trip. And yet despite all of that, I don't get a word of gratitude or appreciation from you. In fact, all you do is make it so that I'm ganged up on by everyone.
And just what is wrong with that, huh? Don't you think you're being really rude to me right now?
You think that I'm being rude? That's rich. You're acting as if you're trying to get back at me for doing something that I didn't even do. I think I'm going to stop coming over as frequently, and I think I'm also going to send less money over every month. If you need someone to drive you around to the store or appointments, you'll just have to call a cab or something.
Excuse me? You're going to do what? How dare you treat me like this? Just who do you think you are, huh? You're really just going to abandon your mother-in-law like this?
Well, it seems like no matter what I say or do, I still get treated the same, so I don't see the harm in pulling back from this situation.
Of all the insolent little... You really need to learn your place in this family, Clara. You've been married 2 years and still haven't had any kids. You don't get to talk as if you're all high and mighty after that.
That's because Cameron had to leave for his business trip 4 months after we got married. How could I possibly have gotten pregnant since then? Obviously, we've talked about trying for kids once he's back, but what's happening right now has nothing to do with children. Now, I'm going to say this just once more. If I keep getting phone calls accusing me of things I've never done before, I'm going to keep reducing the amount of money that I send every month. Have I made myself clear?
You little brat. Someone needs to train you on how to be a good wife and daughter-in-law. Don't get all uppity just because you're married to my son. If you think we're through here, you have got another thing coming. I'm going to whip you into shape.
Hey, George, I'm really sorry for sending so many texts today. I got to my hotel and I'm resting.
Carla! Oh my goodness! Is everything okay? I just saw your one text where you said that you couldn't take it anymore and then nothing. I just saw your one text where you said that you couldn't take it anymore and then nothing. I was so worried when I didn't hear anything from you after that. Is everything alright?
Oh, thank you so much for worrying about me. I guess the rest of my messages couldn't send because the battery died right as I sent them.
I really just didn't know what to think. I was worried I would have to call the police and rush back home right away or something like that.
I know. I'm really sorry about all that. I just forgot to charge my phone and then didn't have a chance to take my charger with me.
Well, just as long as you're safe. That's all I really care about. Did something happen that I should know about? What can't you take any more of?
It's your mom, George. I can't take any more of your mom.
What do you mean? What's going on between the two of you?
Your mom has been spreading rumors about me to your relatives and our neighbors. All this time, she rallied them all to show up at my house unannounced so that she could try to force me to apologize to her.
Hold on a second. Are you serious? That is so crazy! Did my mom really do something like that? What's the matter with you?
I know, it's wild, but I really am telling the truth. You have to believe me. I barely cracked our door and she forced her way and started shouting at me in front of everyone about how horrible I was. Then she demanded that I got on my hands and knees and beg for her forgiveness. Thankfully, a building manager was nearby and chased them off when he heard the commotion. But I'm too scared to go home now, so I'm staying in a hotel.
I remember you saying that you two were having a lot of trouble getting along with each other, but this is on a whole nother level. Carla, I am so sorry that you had to go through all of this.
It's okay, George. You didn't do anything wrong. You shouldn't be the one apologizing. I know that you've tried to talk to your mom over and over again about going easier on me.
Sure, but I guess now this means I really need to lay into her and make it clear that I'm serious.
George, I really appreciate how much this means to you, but maybe you should just stop advocating for me.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I've been doing so much for her already. I clean her house, I mow her lawn, I even send her money every month. But I think I'm just going to stop all of that.
Hold on just a second. What do you mean that you send my mom money?
Oh, I thought you knew about that. I was sending your mom money so that I could help her pay down the debt she inherited after your dad died. Every month I've been sending her almost $2,000. You did know about all this, right?
No, I had no idea that this was going at all. I swear. And this is the first time that I'm hearing about any debt that my dad might have had. I'd never sent my mom any money for anything like that.
Wait a minute. This isn't adding up. Your mom came to me and told me that you were sending her money every month, but that it wasn't enough for her to live on. She said that she was too ashamed to go to you and say that directly, so she asked me to give her money in secret. But still, I thought you would have had some idea about what I was talking about since you were sending money too. But I guess the whole thing is just a lie, isn't it?
I really don't know what to say to all of this. Carla, I am just so sorry for all of this.
George, you really don't need to apologize for any of this, I swear. The fact is that I've already made up my mind, but I wanted to talk to you about this before I moved forward. I know it'll cause problems for your mom and extended family, and maybe even her neighbors, but I just feel like I don't have any other choices now.
Carla, I think that you're well within your rights to react however you like. After hearing all of this, I don't feel like standing up for my mom in the slightest. In fact, I really can't even think of her as my mother anymore. The only thing that I care about in this world right now is you. I will support whatever decision you make. If you want to take my mom and family down for what they've done, then I think it's only fair after all the pain that they put you through. I'm just sorry that I couldn't prevent this from happening to you.
It's okay, George. I know that you tried your best for me, and that's all I care about. I'll try and handle this quickly, I promise. Hey there, Rachel. It's been a while since we last talked, hasn't it?
I suppose it has. Although I can't say that I was surprised after you ran off the way you did. But at least it took you out of my hair.
Rachel, please don't talk to me like that. I want you to know I've done a lot of thinking since we last met.
Oh, really? Is that so? And have you finally come around to the idea that you need to be trained into a good wife? You do know that that includes sending me more money. If you thought how much you were sending me before was acceptable, you'll have to send me $2,500 a month as punishment. Not only that, but I want you to present yourself to me, apologize, and then thank me and the rest of my family for disobeying me. And if you don't, I'll see that George divorces you.
Well, okay then. I guess I'll do as you say.
Good. I'm glad that you've finally seen the light.
No, I meant that I think you were right on the dot with what you first said about me. I've decided to do as you've said and not help you out at all.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that it's clear you don't want me in your life. If that's the case, then I'll give you what you want. I'll stop sending money, I'll stop coming over, I'll stop helping. I'm just done with all of it. You are on your own as of today. Even if you need help in the future, you are not going to find any with me.
What kind of game are you trying to play with me right now, huh?
I'm not playing any game. I'm just being the person that you've said I was the whole time. I'm being your no-good, useless daughter-in-law.
Now you just wait 1 second and listen to what I have to say.
But I've already listened, and now I'm doing. So the $2,000 that I was sending every month, the help in the house and yard, being your driver when you need it, you'll have to do it yourself. Although, I certainly hope you haven't been living beyond your means with my money because your budget is about to tighten by a lot.
Are you stupid or something? This just proves my point that you do need to be trained to be a good wife. Come over to my house right now. Your training begins today. It's clear you're much worse off than I thought.
No, I think I won't do that, actually. I'm not doing what you tell me to do anymore. In fact, I'm going to sue you.
Hold on a second. You're going to sue me?
You remember when you came over with your little posse and goons, right? You burst into my room by slamming the door into me and pushing me into the wall. Then you told 2 of your neighbors to hold me down and force me down so I'd apologize to you. Well, all that violence left marks on me. Marks that I've had looked at by my doctor and confirmed that they came from other humans. I think I saw your little brother in that crowd, didn't I? It's such a shame he's going to get wrapped up in this. Didn't he just land a new promotion? I sure hope getting wrapped up in this doesn't affect his career.
Don't do this. Please, he has nothing to do with this at all. You'll destroy his livelihood.
Not quite. You see, I'm not just after him. I'm after every single person in your lynch mob who either helped or sat by while you hurt me. And yes, that does include you.
You're really going to go through with this and sue me?
That's right. And there's nowhere for you to run to now. After all, you were the ringleader of the whole group. You were the one that rallied them all together so that you could force your way into my house and humiliate me. So, yes, I am suing you. Not just for breaking and entering an assault, though, but for interrupting my business with all your phone calls as well.
But I was just making phone calls. What's wrong with that?
I work from home, and when you and all your friends are blowing up my phone, it makes it impossible for me to stay on group calls with my office. This has happened so many times that I've actually fallen behind on certain deadlines to deal with your nonsense. There is no escape for any of you. You and all your friends and family are going to pay for what you've done.
Please don't do this. I never wanted to get in trouble for this. You have to forgive me.
I don't have to do anything that you tell me to do.
But why? I'm your mother-in-law.
Oh, please, don't try and kiss up now. You lied to me about being too old to take care of yourself, and you lied to me about having debt to pay off. And despite all that I've done for you, you've never once showed an ounce of gratitude to me. You've just taken my money and ruined my reputation. And George warned you to stop over and over again, but you just wouldn't listen. Well, I have had it with you. You are going to pay for all that you've put me through.
Please, you can't do this. What will George think?
I'm sorry to say, but George is entirely on my side in all of this. He knows what I'm doing, and he thinks it's a good idea. After all the lies you told me and the money you've stolen, he thinks it's more than fair.
Can't we just talk this out? This can't be happening to me.
I've already talked it out with myself, and I'm in agreement that you are going down. See you in court. After that, I hired a lawyer who served notice to every single person in Rachel's posse, including herself. They were all charged with B&E, assault, or failure to act, and other various charges. By the end of it all, George and I were paid by at least 14 different defendants via settlements and court orders. After that, we decided to cut Rachel out of our lives and move far away. We took all of our money and bought a new house where George was working. He arranged a deal with his new job to take a permanent position in that area, and the two of us are now happily reunited.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.